So, I want to tell a little story about this thing that happened one time with me and my mom. Okay, so it's summer of 1994, and we take the first of my three trips that I've taken to Minnesota. The other one was in 1995 and 1999 to see our family, like my mom's side of the family, my cousins. I can't even say see the sights because really the only tourist attraction in Minneapolis is the Mall of America. Yeah, they talk about San Francisco. They say, like, man, you know your city sucks when your only tourist attractions are a bright orange bridge and a prison. But Minneapolis is even worse because it's just a fucking mall. I know it's way more than that. Mall of America is it's like the eighth wonder of the world, pretty much. And now there's a lot bigger malls than that. They got these massive, huge malls in China. I think the biggest mall on earth is in China now, or like the three or four biggest. But at the time, it was the second biggest mall in the world. The only one bigger in 1994 was West Edmonton Mall in Canada. This is the biggest in the US. And you can't go to Minneapolis without seeing Mall of America. It's impossible. Again, it's pretty much the only real tourist attraction, and you just gotta see it. And yeah, like I said, the thing is just like a modern marvel. It's not only massively huge, it's basically like being in a small city, but it's got an amusement park right in the middle of it. And not like a couple little kiddie rides. I mean, like full size roller coasters, and like, this shit is insane. I couldn't believe it. I was like, they have an amusement park in a mall? Mom was like, yes, David, they really do. You have to see it. I'm like, okay, well, we will. And yeah, it was pretty impressive shit. And there was this one ride called the Screaming Yellow Eagle. Now, I don't know what we thought was going to happen, especially given the name Screaming Yellow Eagle. But we decided to go on this ride and try it out. It's me and her. And we get on it, and it goes around a few times, and, all of a sudden, both of us start getting really scared. And it goes around a few more times, and after a few minutes, we're like freaking the fuck out, right? I mean, not just screaming, but like, get us off this ride now. Like, we're like about to have a heart attack and die scared. Like, that shit. And we're literally like, ah! Like, we're both actually screaming for the ride attendant to stop the ride. We were that scared of this thing. I have no idea why. But it was like some kid, like some high school kid, the ride operators, usually teenagers. And either he couldn't hear us because we were way up high and the mall was noisy, or he just didn't give a fuck. Like, dude, they pay me like $4 an hour or whatever the minimum wage was in 94. I don't care. Like, I have people screaming all day on these stupid rides. Like, I'm not stopping it for you idiots. And but we didn't really get it. So we're pretty much like yelling the entire time. And then finally we get off of this thing. We catch our breath, lucky to still be alive. And we look at each other and we go, that is the last time I am ever going on the Screaming Yellow Eagle. I am never going on this fucking thing ever again. Good riddance. And of course, we went back to the Mall of America like several more times on that trip. And in 95 and then in 1999 again. Once more, you always have to go. You cannot go to Minnesota without going there. So I went there like a dozen times at least. And we never ever went back on that thing. Like, we'd walk past the Screaming Yellow Eagle like the next trip to the mall. And like, no, fuck that. Like, let's go on that ride. No. But yeah, so that was my little story about the time that I was at the Mall of America in Minnesota with my parents, the legendary Mall of America. And we decided to go on this ride called the Screaming Yellow Eagle. And boy, we did a whole lot of screaming to the point where we were literally screaming at this kid to stop the ride. And of course he didn't. And oh, but yeah, we never went on that thing, of course, ever again. What a ride. What a fucking ride.